Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Sunday, November 1st, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I value being actionable in regards to my empowerment and doing the work. And I don't usually, lately, have not been doing scopes on the weekend. I try to leave like Saturdays and Sundays to do write-ups, but between full moon and Halloween and Samhain, today is technically Samhain, which is a Celtic holiday that corresponds with harvest. It's basically like a New Year sort of energy. It is also Day of the Innocents. Is that what it is? Dia de los Muertos is actually tomorrow on the 2nd of November, but today is like all like the souls of the innocents, the children. I was looking it up because I kind of all bundle it all into one. Halloween, Samhain, All Saints Day, Dia de los Muertos, but there are actually a few steps in between. So, powerful energy and welcome to November. Not to mention, we have a lot of transits going on and I just felt like I could address this better on camera and speaking than doing a write-up. So today first day of November, second to last month in 2020, we are facing some of our conditioning. There are definitely some really interesting and strong connections happening today. So let me just start by naming some of those connections that I'm looking at. I am looking at right now Venus opposite Chiron. So Venus in Libra, Chiron in Aries, the me and the we, and how we can be relational, and even how we've kind of been trained in wounding ways, potentially, in our relating. We also have Venus in conjunct, not seeing eye to eye with Lilith in Taurus. That is definitely very interesting. We also have Mercury squaring Saturn, and there's a bunch of other things, but like when I'm looking at these conditioned energies that we are working to break free from, all three of those transits are like, oh, whoa, this is powerful. There is some powerful transformational work that we can be doing. Okay, so let's start with this Venus opposite Chiron and even Venus in conjunct Lilith energy. I kind of want to start Venus in conjunct Lilith because I love Lilith and that energy just really calls to me. So Venus in conjunct Lilith. Now, interestingly, Venus is in Libra and Lilith is hanging out in Taurus. Both of those energies are at least in part ruled by Venus. So there's similarities, because it's interesting when you have an inconjunct, you're not seeing eye to eye, and you're like, oh, but there's a through line here. I see where these energies can line up together. So there's a lot of worth stuff that comes up. Now, what I'm really feeling is Venus in Libra can desire to be pleasing. Can desire, like, how can I serve you? How can I make your life better? I have a lot of Libra in my chart, and that was, like, how I was raised, basically, is like, how can I accommodate you? I will push myself out of the way and be your rug to walk on so that I can accommodate you. That was kind of a lot how my mother behaved and how I was conditioned to behave. So Venus in Libra aspects can have that. That's why one of those important lessons of Libra is to be like, wait, harmony in here before I try to be a doormat for anybody out there. So Venus in Libra could be embodying that energy that wants to accommodate. Oh, Adrian, I don't remember your last name, but she made a post just the other day that she has been somebody who has attended to so many people's needs because she's so empathetic and sensitive. And again, Venus and Libra can definitely relate to that. Like, oh, I see, you need a partner, you need help, you need a little support. Let me support you in that. And it's wonderful if that Venus energy is in giving and receiving mode, but it is not always. So then we have Lilith in Taurus, and Lilith teaches us the lesson. We can go our own way. We can honor thyself. We can value ourself. And so here's where this inconjunct may come, up in our lives, where it's the pleaser that wants to show up for people, that knows even that it can show up for people, and tends to overdo to the point where it's depleted, versus that part that is not yet necessarily completely acceptable in families, in relationships, in the world, but that Lilith energy that's like, I am going to value myself. I am going to honor myself. I am going to show up how I am called to show up. I'm going to listen to the beat of my own soul, the beat of my heart, and move according to that. So we have that inconjunct going on. Meanwhile, like I said, we also have this opposition between Venus, again, potentially holding that people-pleasing or other-pleasing energy. And then there's Chiron and Aries, and Chiron and Aries is like, you gotta heal yourself. You gotta heal your I am. There may be ego spiking in this, but that may be part of that healing pattern, that healing path that needs to come up. And so we're working on finding our balance between with that Chiron and Aries energy being like, wait, what about you? It's okay to think about you. It's okay to tend to yourself. It's okay if you're not okay and you need to bring in that energy, bring your attention and your energy in there. So powerful. And then that third piece, like I said, Mercury in Libra, which can be in that harmony mindset. Is it harmony of the self, harmony of the balance of the self mindset? Or is it like, wait, I see things are off balance in the world. How can I be Libra Superman, Libra Superwoman, and show up and heal everything out there? Because I see how it can all be better, and I will take care of all of it. And squaring that Saturn in Capricorn energy. Now, Saturn in Capricorn energy, what are the ways that this energy could go? Well, Saturn in Capricorn, Saturn, that responsibility. It can be, I am responsible for the world. I have Messiah complex, and I will show up and save the world and heal the world. Or it may be like, oh, I am responsible for my purpose. I am responsible for that soul purpose. What is my calling right now in this energy? So we have this square again. Can you find that harmony within yourself? Or will the pulls from the outside pull you further, we'll say further, off your balance? So this is powerful energy, and we are still ripe for change. We are still coming out of that amazing full moon Uranus energy, and that Uranus energy is like, what is your path of evolution through this? What is your personal revolution around your worth, around your value through this energy? Now, let's just say it's so easy to talk about it, and it's different when we take action steps and are actionable about it. In our heads, everything falls into place, but people do not necessarily like change, ourselves included. So it may be a little uncomfortable in and through this energy, and yet can you move through any of that discomfort and take, if even baby steps, to find what that harmony is, to find what valuing yourself looks like on the physical, actionable level. So like, I was looking at that, I was like, oh my goodness, so much, there's so much. It got me very excited. I get very excited about astro. I totally nerd out on these connections. So we got all that going on. Besides that, oh, this is interesting too. Besides all that, we have the moon. Oh, this is so interesting. See, I totally nerd out. The moon in Taurus will be working with the Capricorns. And so Taurus energy, while it focuses on value, one of the other energies it also can focus on is productivity and the value that comes from the productivity. And when it connects with Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter, those Capricorn energies, we may shift our worth from being pleasing into like, well, I'm not going to be pleasing. I'm going to be my Lilith, but I'm going to be over here like manufacturing, getting it done, doing all the things. So be aware of that, because that also feeds in. If that is in alignment with that soul purpose, that Capricorn energy, show up. By all means, do the thing. But if you're doing it for approval, then you're falling into those little pitfalls, into those little traps. So Do be aware of what is calling you and what is drawing you and what is important to you. Did I touch on everything? Maybe a few interesting dreams coming through. Oh, daylight savings time, an extra hour of 2020. Woo! An extra hour to show up and do this work. So let's look at these cards. Oh yeah, we are working on finding harmony by listening to that guidance, and even finding a place of playfulness. I feel very playful in this energy. Maybe it's the Halloween energy. I'm recording on Halloween, but playfulness, allowing the playfulness to come through, the Lilithy playfulness, like, I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to feel really good not doing that. Oh, that reminds me of Phoebe. I'm sorry I can't because I don't want to, or something like that. Like, really, like, anchoring it in a playful, joyful manner. It's possible. And we're being told we're ready for it. We're valuing ourselves, and we are ripe and ready for this next step. So these are really positive. And yet, at the same time, I do have the burden card. So watch for the mind games. Watch for the mind tricks. We are finishing up the last few days of Mercury retrograde. So mind games may be, coming up. All right, so I'm going to leave that there. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. If you message me and I have not gotten back to you in the last few days have been so busy, I promise that is on my list of productivity that I want to do on Sunday. So you will hear from me very soon. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And stay curious. Namaste.